Hi guys, just going to do another quick 5-minute video. Today I'm going to focus on why did I decide on dairy sheep. Okay, so first off, yeah, whenever people think of getting a dairy animal, the first animal that pops to most people's mind is a cow. Dairy cows, they produce a ton of great milk, you know, for the vast majority of dairy needs. Cow milk works absolutely fine, but a lot of people can't handle cow's milk, especially the most commonly milked cow is Holstein. Their milk is not very good for us in general. It's not bad for most people, but it's not good for you. Then there are breeds like Jerseys and Shorthorns. They produce a higher fat content. It's usually easier to digest, especially raw cow's milk of those breeds. But a cow is a very large animal. A cow's going to need for one milk cow, probably needs a minimum of 1.5 acres around here of good, lush pasture for me not to have to daily supplement with hay. And between that and the horse, we would have had to cut down pretty much every tree back there and plant tons of alfalfa and tons of freaking really good orchard grass and Timothy hay for this cow. The horse would absolutely love it, but we would have that whole pasture just for those two animals. And a cow's pretty much a one-star thing, you know, a one-use animal. You know, you can get meat out of it for sure, but I would have to breed it to a beef breed and then raise a steer to eat for meat. And that is so much meat for a small family. I would have to basically find another family to buy half of it, because there's no way we can ever use that much beef in like a year. That is so much meat. And it also takes so long to get the meat. You're looking at a year plus growth most of the time to get a decent amount of meat out of a dairy steer. Next, I looked at goats. Goats are great. They're small animals. They have the same pretty much growth rate as a sheep. They're going to mature pretty much the same amount. They might even mature a little younger in most cases, so you can breed earlier. You're going to usually get a little more milk than you would get from a sheep for the dairy breeds and goat. But goats are highly intelligent and escape artists. Goats love to challenge your fences. There's an old saying, if water can get through your fence, a goat can. I live in town. I don't want to deal with goats escaping all the time. There was a family a few years back in our little town that had dairy goats for their kids, and their goats escaped several times. Their neighbors complained too much, and they ended up legally having to sell their goats. I do not want to deal with that. I've talked to my neighbors already about having the sheep. None of them have a problem with it. They already know about the horse I have. They all love it. They feed it. They spoil it. That horse is spoiled rotten. Goats, also the buck is problematic. I want to be pretty self-sufficient, so that means I have to be able to have my own ram or buck. I'm having a ram because I have sheep, but if I had goats, I'd have to have a buck. Bucks are disgusting. I've smelled them before. They make pigs look clean, okay? They smell horrible. You don't want to be downwind of one. Now, hey, some people say it's not that bad. Some people say it's absolutely terrible. You'd have to experience it yourself before you can make that decision. But I didn't want to deal with the escaping or the smelly bucks. So that again zeroed me back in on sheep. Now, also, dairy from a sheep is higher in protein and higher in fat globules than either cow or goat. It's easier to digest. It is the closest to human breast milk as any other commonly milked animal. It is amazing milk, and it makes wonderful cheese. But you're like, but you can't get cream from it. No, a ton of people actually do let it basically sit for a while, scoop off it, or you can get a cream separator and get more cream that way. So you can make things like butter. You can make things like whipped cream from sheep milk or goat milk. But it's not going to be near as easy as it would be with cow's milk. It separates so much easier. But a lot of people, they will do sheep lamb sharing, like I'm talking about doing. Basically, that means you're leaving the lambs on for X amount of time. You're separating them for X amount of time, and you're milking. You're going to get a pint or two that way from one sheep. And then once they're weaned at like 45 to 60 days old, then you can start getting at least a quart a day, if not more. It is just amazing milk. You can make cheeses and all sorts of great products. But we've reached that 5-minute mark. You guys have found out why I zeroed in on Dairy Sheep. Hopefully I have no regrets, but you're going to get to see this experience with me because I'm going to share every step that I can. Bye.